Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome into Tom Curran's Patriots Talk Podcast. It's another mini-pod. Want to talk about doinks? Let's talk about doinks, baby. It's me and Adam Vinatieri coming to you live from Media Row on a Thursday. You're going to enjoy this. Oh, look, it's NFL legend Adam Vinatieri, future Hall of Famer Adam Vinatieri. And before we go anywhere, you notice Adam Vinatieri has a manila folder and a white sheet.
I absolutely have an agenda.
Let's hear the agenda. We all do, don't we?
Well, we do. I'm here on behalf of DiGiorno's Pizza. So they've got an awesome situation going on right now. If a kicker in the game he doinks the uprights, hits the crossbar, doesn't matter if it goes in or not.
Right.
Free pizza for anybody that signs up, visits DiGiornoDoinks.com.
DiGiornoDoinks.com. That's DiGiorno.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
I'm like a spelling savant.
You are. I'm glad you did it because I had to look.
So just sign up. And do you anticipate a doink? I mean, it's a high-pressure, high-leverage situation.
You never know. Honestly, you never know. I mean, there's been a handful throughout the season. There's a handful every year. It's you just never know if they're going to do it or not. I honestly, I've been there, done that. Unfortunately, I hate missing kicks and hate hitting uprights. So for the kicker's point, I hope if they do doink it, it still goes in.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's
so I'm cheering for the kickers because it's such a big, important part of the game now. You know, I mean, obviously, and especially when you got two amazing teams like this going, every point's going to be important. So as far as I'm concerned, I want people to know how important DiGiorno's Pizza is and doinking and all that stuff, but I also want them to make their kicks.
Are doinks an actual cheese stick? Do we have to ask? Is there a cheese, like a tiny little bite? Is there a doink? Do they have doinks?
No. They do have 8 different types of crusts and all this stuff. Hey, listen, I'm a pizza man, and frozen pizza at the house. It's always why wait for the delivery guy to show up late or not at all? I mean, just pull it out of the freezer, throw it in the oven. It's just as good as any of the other stuff out there. So
Holy
as far
crap.
as I'm concerned, I've got some in my freezer ready for the game.
This is a 5-minute ad he's putting out there for DiGiorno's.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Well, you want to talk football now? All right, go ahead. Let's talk football.
Well, I will note, pardon me, I'm an older gentleman, as you know.
So am I.
Well, you're Italian, so the Vinatieri, the pizza. What was your favorite pizza around Foxborough? So we're going back now, folks.
Yeah, I'm losing it. I tell you, my favorite restaurant was Luciano's right there on Route 1. My goodness. Lou and I became very good friends, and he'd put me in the back of the restaurant, and, man, he just kept bringing out food.
The big meatball.
Oh, my God.
The big meatball.
Everything that was there. That was, I don't know if I can say my favorite pizza back then, but I definitely know that was my favorite restaurant. Close, and it was amazing.
Shout out Lou at Luciano's on Route 1.
Go check him out. Tell Lou I said hello.
You are easily one of the greatest postseason performers in NFL history, not just in terms of your position, but overall, because you could line up so many of the 6,000 men who've played this game and say, perform your skill in the crux of the highest pressure, and a lot of them wouldn't be able to do that. Why were you such a good clutch kicker?
I think growing up as a kid, I always enjoyed being the reason my team won or lost.
Did you want the ball?
I did. I was that guy. In soccer, I played center midfield. And football, I not only kicked, but I was a quarterback. And baseball, I pitched and because I always wanted to be the reason why we won or didn't win, right? So for me, I just love the pressure of the situation. I think some people enjoy that. I've also had teammates tell me, they're like, man, I watch you in training camp and you're standing on the sideline drinking Gatorade and we're all sweating and bleeding and stuff. And they go, man, I want to be you every single day except for Sunday. I don't want that pressure. So, I mean, that's the nature of our sport. It's the nature of our position. And if you're afraid of that, you're never going to be successful. So I guess for me, it was always like, I didn't always want the game coming down to my foot. I mean,
right.
If we win by 21 points and I'm sitting chilling in the fourth quarter and just loving it, great. But if it comes down to a kick, I want to be the guy on the field, not the other guy, because I think he's going to make it too, and I don't want to lose by somebody else's foot. So
it's mindset. You're running onto the field and saying, all right, I'll make
prepared.
this, and then we're kicking off, or make this, and we're celebrating.
And I think some of my coaches along the way, Bill Parcells, obviously my rookie coach, threw a tremendous amount of pressure on me right from the get-go, and some of those coaches, Parcells' first training camp ever, practices getting to the very end and calls everybody up, and he says, all right, Vinny, field goal team, get out there, 52-yarder. If Adam makes the kick, no conditioning. If he misses the kick, we're doing double conditioning. I mean, as a rookie, you're throwing a little, like everybody's looking at me like,
and
dude,
it's not
you
just
better
a rookie,
make this damn kick, man.
And it's a rookie on a pretty well-established team.
Yeah, no, for sure.
At that point with
Absolutely.
McGinnis and the Bledsoes and the players.
Yeah.
But all that being said, you were on the ropes
For
in that 96 season. You went through a real tough spate before, I believe it was against Jacksonville and Mark Brunell. You went off and had, I believe, like 5 field goals in that game.
And the game winner in that game, and that kind of helped.
Prior to that, you were hanging by a thread.
For sure. No doubt. You know, I missed a kick. I missed, I think, 2 in Buffalo. Shitty weather, but that doesn't matter. Can I say?
Yeah, have at it.
Sorry, guys.
Let's look at it.
Bad weather. But yeah, it was one of those situations where I remember Parcells saying he's day to day or week to week. That means you miss another kick, kid, you're out of here. So my story could have been really, really short lived, but thank goodness. Made a bunch of kicks that week, and then it kind of like took off from there. Like, I guess I found my groove a little bit and started playing better, and the next couple of years were really good and kind of got established that way. So you just never know. I mean, I look at the Dallas kicker a few weeks ago.
I wanted to ask you about that.
And I was feeling so bad for him at the time because the new extra points, they're a long enough kick that you can miss it if you don't hit the ball well. I mean, it's the old extra point where you don't even have to think about it and it's guaranteed. That's gone. If you don't have a good kick, you can absolutely miss it. So when I watched the first one, I'm like, that happens. And when I watched the second one, I'm like, oh, man. And I can almost guarantee if he's going to miss another one, he's hooking that thing left because he was not going to push it right. And then at that point, it became really mental for, it's hard. Yeah, you're like, oh, my gosh, I don't know if you want to be back out on the field or you want the game to be over so you don't have to step out there again. But yeah, I felt for him. And the reason I did is because I know how it feels to miss a kick and at the wrong time, and thank goodness for him and his team, they won that game handedly, so it didn't matter. But yeah, it's just kind of the nature of our position.
I don't know if you hear as frequently the week-to-week press conferences we have with Bill, but when Stephen Gostkowski, no, it's you'll like this because it's when he gets into his yarn spinning mode, and we'll ask him about, say, when Gostkowski was moving on, or we ask him about the excellence of Nick Folk, and he's always steadfast in pointing out, look, I've had 3 of the greatest kickers in NFL history, and he includes Folk in that as well.
He's awesome, yeah.
But between you and Steven and Nick Folk, he never had to worry about it. When you look at the arc of your career and leaving to go to Indianapolis in 2006, after really 10 years in New England, do you still consider yourself a Patriot?
I think when you're in that organization and we accomplished what we accomplished, I feel like I'll always be a Patriot in some facet, right? Like, I feel like I was fortunate enough to play 2 full careers. I mean, I really did.
100%.
24 years is a long time. A lot of guys don't play 10 years anyway. So playing 10 years in New England, being a part of a team that won 3 Super Bowls at the time, all my teammates and stuff. Some of my best friends are still guys I played with there. So you ask me, don't ask me like, oh, which team is more important to you, because they're equally as important to me. But no doubt, like those memories, those times, those experiences there are burned into my heart. There's absolutely no way that I would deny that I still feel like I'm a Patriot to some facet, and I feel like I'm still a Colt to a facet too. So no disrespect to anybody.
Sure.
I just, I mean, whenever you win a Super Bowl or achieve what those teams achieved, like, that team is my family as much as my blood relatives are.
It's like you grow up, I don't know what, you didn't grow up in South Dakota, did you?
I did.
All right, so that hometown that you grew up in remains, you go in through the city limits.
Right.
And you still get a feeling. That would be the same way, but you
No
might
doubt.
mature. Like, for Indianapolis, your family was raised there.
For sure. Yeah, my children, I mean, one of them wasn't born and one was an infant and the other one was 2 years old. So they don't really know anything other than Indy. And then when we come back to Boston and go to a Red Sox game or something like that, they're like, wow, this is cool. And then people, hey, my God,
I know.
The old people, the young people don't remember quite as much, but the guys our age, come up and, hey, congratulations, this is unbelievable. And they start telling stories and my kids go, damn, my dad's pretty cool,
Yeah.
So it's awesome, yeah.
See, and they look at you and they say, look, my dad's also jacked. What is the story? What are you doing? You need to compete. Now it's just male
it's for
bottle
pride.
building?
Yeah, now it's just like, hey, listen, I don't want to be fat and old and unattractive to my wife, right?
Are you over 50? No.
I am. I just turned 50 in December.
Oh, 50 plus underwear model, Adam Vinatieri.
Let's go. Bring it. No, so COVID hit. I just got done with my knee surgery, end of my career. And like everybody, we sat around and ate and drank too much and put on a couple extra pounds. And I looked at myself in the mirror after the shower one time and I go, no, we're not doing this. So I just decided, hey, man, get back into shape, look good, try to prove that. And it's never been an issue about working, right?
Right.
You get this football thing puts you in a situation where the schedule is a certain way. So for me to get up in the morning and put in a couple hours, either working out or conditioning or whatever, it makes sense to me. It feels right for me. I wouldn't feel good. But
it's good for here too.
100%. So it's good. I mean, our family's very athletic now, my son's playing ball and stuff and lifting a lot of weights, and my wife's staying in shape. So it's just a healthy lifestyle that I wanted to do, and it's not for anything other than self-pride. Maybe ESPN will have the magazine, and I can maybe I can get on, maybe I can be one of those guys.
We talk about that all the time. The
clothes
body
off.
issue.
I know they always have a bunch of. I don't know how we're gonna cover.
I think we did the Greg Norman was naked. Not full frontal, but he was anyway.
Right. Yeah,
let's get back to live action.
Greg
Jan
Norman,
Stenerud also. Jan Stenerud, the first kicker inducted into the Hall of Fame. I remember, I think it was probably 2005. You guys played there. And at that point, you had 3 Super Bowl wins. You were 9 years in the league. And just the import of the kicks, it was easy for me to say, well, this might be the next Hall of Fame kicker. And that was 2005. You had 18 more years to go. And I remember asking Jan Stenerud about it, and he goes, well, who's going to have a better resume than Adam? And that was in 2005. Do you think about the Hall of Fame?
I would lie if I said I didn't think about it.
And I don't want you to lie to me.
Right? When all of that stuff was going on, people said, oh, you're going to be Hall of Fame. And I go, listen, I haven't done enough yet. I haven't been in long enough. I mean, some of the most iconic football moments in Super Bowls I was a part of, for sure. So I was like, okay, that's cool. But I do feel like now, with being the all-time leading scorer, the most consecutive field goals, on and on stuff, I feel like my resume warrants at least a look at it. Hopefully they.
Oh, don't. If you don't get in, I really think you ought to be a first ballot guy. When are you eligible?
I've been out 3 years now, so 2 years from now.
I mean, 25? You got a shot at being a first ballot guy.
See, hopefully.
Oh,
man, you give me goosebumps thinking about this stuff.
Think about that. Well, tonight we find out.
I wish you had a vote. Do you got a vote?
I don't. It's Ron Borges, so you might want to cozy up to him.
I'm going to have to. Hey, we're cutting this off. I'm finding Ron.
And then it'll be Reese. I'm not getting that. Adam, I know you got to do more Doinks work.
I do.
So good luck with that. Thank you so much.
It's great seeing you always.
Yeah, you too.
Appreciate you, man.
Take care. From Doinks to 50-plus male underwear model. We covered a lot of ground there, didn't we? Enjoy. And make sure you listen to Phil's Next Pats podcast, working his tail off all week. And there's always plenty of content on NBCSportsBoston.com. Patriots content, too. Contrent. I'm not content with the way I finished this, but c'est la vie.